Is Gervonta Tank Davis the new face of boxing after delivering a lethal body shot to the liver, making KingRy Garcia bend the knee, stopping him in the 7th round of their mega fight last month? Before I even get to that, let me just say, I was rooting for Ryan Garcia all the way up until he came out to that emo melodramatic TikTok song in his entrance. I switched sides so fast, man. I mean, Davis coming out with Chief Keef and just looking like he meant business. Ryan Garcia looked like he was petrified. I mean, the attitude he exuded in the press conferences and then his whole vibe in his entrance, completely different. Let me just say that right now. I legitimately was rooting for Ryan Garcia up until his entrance, bro. I'm not even playing. I'm not. I don't know what the hell song he came out to. I got depressed during Ryan Garcia's entrance. I got depressed. And then Davis comes out with Chief Keef, and Chief Keef is lip syncing. He's not even rapping. And, all this to say, Gervonta Tank Davis, you could debate that he's the face of boxing. But when I seen Canelo's entrance against John Ryder in Guadalajara, with all those mariachis playing him out to the Rocky theme and the pyro, the pageantry, bro, that was a WrestleMania style entrance. I'm not gonna sit here and say Gervonta Tank Davis is the face of boxing when Canelo is still active, because Canelo's entrance, that was out of control, bro. I got the chills. I've never, ever gotten the chills from a boxer's entrance, ever. That's never happened before. That only happens for certain wrestlers' entrances, because they go over the top for certain events like WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble. But Canelo's entrance genuinely gave me chills. The fight, not so much. Just Canelo's entrance, I mean, that really I would have paid for a ticket just to see that entrance if I knew he was gonna come out like that. I didn't even watch the fight live as it happened. I actually just seen it on Twitter. I seen his entrance on Twitter, and then I looked up his fight highlights. But man, that entrance was spectacular, and it remains to be seen what Canelo does next. Of course, he wants that rematch with B-Vol. And I think that is a very poor move. If that's the decision he makes, I don't think that's going to bode well for him. I really think he should go after the Charlos or take a risk against Benavidez, because as big of a monster as Benavidez is, I feel like Canelo has a better chance of beating Benavidez than he does B-Vol. B-Vol is just a whole nother level. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother stratosphere right there. And I just don't think Canelo can match that. In the case of Davis Garcia, let's get back to that fight now. I never did talk about it. There's a big debate going around. And I can see both sides of the fence here, because you have some people, calling Ryan Garcia a coward, saying that he threw the fight, that he could have got up and kept fighting. The punch didn't even look that hard, blah, blah, blah. But then the other side of the token, which I kind of lean more towards, listen, man, everybody responds to things differently. And a body shot to the liver, that ain't no joke. That is not a joke. That shit will paralyze you temporarily. It might not even look that hard of a punch. First of all, Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the hardest punchers in the sport right now, if not the hardest puncher in the sport right now. Okay, so when you have somebody who is one of the hardest punchers on the entire planet, giving you a nice punch to the body, bro, it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? You don't. It don't matter how many abs you got, how strong you think you are. It's gonna hurt. And people could say, oh, Pitbull would have got up. Pitbull would have got up. Blah blah blah. But everybody takes things differently. What might hurt somebody might feel good to someone else. Vice versa. But no body shot feels good. No body shot. They all hurt. Um, you know, um, and Ryan Garcia, he got reckless, bro. Even if he continued fighting it, let's say in an alternate timeline, Ryan Garcia did get up and he did continue on with the fight, bro, he would have got slept. He would have got slept so hard. He got reckless in the first 2 rounds. I was yelling at the TV. My old lady was perplexed because I'm like, stop getting reckless. And my wife, she's like, well, he's doing good. He's being aggressive. I'm like, no, he's gonna get dropped. Watch. And boom, he got dropped in the second round. And I knew right there, once he got dropped, once he got reckless, really, I knew that pretty much what I said in my prediction was the truth. That, he doesn't have the footwork. He doesn't have the patience, to defeat somebody like Tank Davis. And it's understandable because you guys got to keep in mind, Ryan Garcia's a young cat, man. He's in his early 20s. He's got a lot to learn. He's Canelo's age when Canelo lost to Mayweather. I think Canelo was actually younger than Ryan is now. I think he was like 22. Ryan Garcia's like 24, I believe. But he's a young cat. He's got a lot to learn. And he got reckless. He got too excited. And then what happened? Then he tucked his tail between his leg for the rest of the fight until he bent the knee. That's what happens. Boxing, this ain't something where you can get too excited on. You gotta be focused. You gotta be patient. Concentration. Concentration is the key, Daniel-san. You gotta be laser focused, man, because this sport ain't no joke. The art of pugilism, hand-to-hand combat. And it ain't like MMA either, where you got your feet, you got your elbows, you could grab somebody and take them to the ground and try to choke them. Like in boxing, you have a limited toolbox, just your 2 hands. That's it. And you got to utilize your footwork, to enable those 2 hands to land strategically. And Ryan Garcia is simply not a complete fighter yet. And I'm not making excuses. Don't take this, please, anybody listening out there, don't think to yourself, oh, look at this fool's trying to make excuses for Ryan. Like, nah. Gervonta Tank Davis is the better man. He's the better fighter. He's the superior fighter. That's a fact. That's not, it's not because, oh, well, Ryan is, I don't think, people are saying, oh, Ryan's going to come back better than ever. And I think he could. I think he could theoretically, he could come back better than ever. But I don't think he'll ever get to a complete level where he can defeat Tank Davis. He was saying, oh, we're going to run it back and this and that. No, you're not. You're not going to run it back. Ryan has a history of being lazy in the gym, not wanting to devote his time completely. That's why he split with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's camp. They said, man, this kid he's not focused. He's not really into this. He'll come to train for 30 minutes and he wants to leave. He don't want to go full throttle. He don't want to put in the work. So unless he changes that attitude, he's never going to evolve into a complete fighter to the level of a Tank Davis. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. And I said it, I put him over. I put him over, though, in my predictions video. I said, man, he's a good-looking cat. He's charismatic. He could be big for boxing, and he can. And I'm sure he knows that. But he needs to be more invested in training, man, in training and upping his boxing IQ. Because if he doesn't, he's never going to evolve into a complete fighter. He's got the tools. He's athletically gifted as well. But it is what it is, man. Gervonta Tank Davis is the superior fighter, and I predicted him to win by knockout. I thought he was gonna sleep Ryan Garcia. I did not anticipate he would win by way of making Ryan bend the knee. That's actually worse. You know what? Getting when a boxer leans down, man, like taking the knee, like many fighters have before. That's actually worse, in my opinion, than getting just full on slept. You know what I mean? That's even worse. Because when you take the knee, it's like you're bending the knee and bowing down to your opponent. You feel me? Like, that's even more degrading than just getting slept, put on the canvas, asleep, nighty night. Like, that's, if I was a boxer, I would rather get slept than to take the knee. You know what I mean? By getting a body shot so strong that I bend the knee and bow down to my opponent and I can't get up. The referee's counting, I'm watching him, and I'm like, fuck, bro, I can't feel my legs, bro. I'm numb, my stomach, my liver, my ribs. He might have broke a rib. I can't get up. The air's knocked out of me. Nah, bro, put me to sleep. Put me to sleep. Because, getting slept, there's some dignity to that. Because you went out on your shield, man. You went out like a warrior. You know what I mean? It could happen to anybody. You could just get hit, boom, and you're out. That's it. You know what I mean? And I never got knocked out before. In my life, I never got knocked out before. So I don't know what it feels like exactly, but I could imagine. You're just doing your thing, you're fighting, and then bam, you get dropped, and you're nighty night. And when you come to, it probably hits you. I would imagine as soon as you open your eyes, oh damn, I got knocked out, huh? Hey, good game, bro. GG, it happens. So that's pretty much it, man. I kind of regret spending $85 because that undercard wasn't very good. Benavides Plant set the bar pretty high, man. That was a great show. They actually had a good undercard to go with it. But the Garcia Tank Davis fight didn't have a good undercard. And I did want to see Ryan get slept. You know what I mean? I wanted to see somebody get slept. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, man. You know what? Canelo Alvarez, he's got maybe 2 or 3 fights left in him, and when he's out the door, Tank Davis will officially be the face of boxing. I know I'm contradicting myself. I know I said in my predictions, whoever wins between Ryan Garcia and Tank will be the face of boxing. But when I seen Canelo's entrance, bro, in Jalisco, nah. Canelo's still the face of boxing, bro. I don't care. You ain't gonna see Tank Davis make an entrance like that, bro. With all that pageantry, that was a crazy crowd, too. And the moment that Canelo steps foot outside of boxing, leaves his gloves hung up, Tank Davis will be the face of boxing.